it wasn't the big plays that were hurting us defensively. And that's kind of that was what we thought we needed to do. And then we needed to get after the quarterback. Didn't do a good enough job at that. Got a few turnovers, I think, defensively. But then again, turn it over offensively as well. But obviously, the story of the game is going to be the big plays, and most of them happen on special teams. I guess I'll open up for questions.
Coach, Pat Brennan with the Lantern. John, this is for you as well. The senior class is obviously leaving with a loss in this bowl game, and some of them have had a very eventful year, to say the least. Can you talk about their legacy to the program? Yeah.
Well, what we think of their legacy and what you write about their legacy is two completely different things. So we'll let you guys go ahead and write to what you think their legacy is. But for us, we know that they fought through and battled through a lot of things. We've seen how they've handled it, and we've all learned a lot from it. Whether we're a coach, whether we're a player. But I don't think we need to speak hypothetically on legacies of those guys. We know what they mean to us, and we know how we feel about them.
Yeah, same thing. We've seen how they handled that adversity that they've been through, and just the great role models they've been throughout the year. Handling what they had to, and being a younger guy and seeing that makes you play twice as hard. And I think we really came together as a team. So their legacy to us is going to be something great.
Luke, Jeff Belley, Associated Press. All week long we talked and heard about the speed of Florida. How much of a factor was it in this game?
I think that's still something that the media likes to speak about. I don't know if you truly believe that. Special teams wise, obviously the big plays. The speed factor wasn't the thing. Nobody touched him on the kickoff return, so I'm not sure it was just straight speed. Sometimes those things are blown out of proportion. I think we're a team that can run well enough. Obviously, we need to get better in every aspect, but I think it's the big plays and tackling much more than it is just speed.
Bill Rabinowitz with the Columbus Dispatch. It didn't look like Braxton looked real comfortable in the pocket, but they bracketed him well. It looked like, what did you see in terms of how they defensed him and you guys in general?
Well, when they weren't pressuring, I thought we gave him some time, but I don't think there was anybody open. I mean, I wouldn't speak completely until you really watch it. But there were some times back there where he had some time and just held it, and nothing came open for him, and I think that takes a little bit of a coverage sack on it. So I wouldn't sit there and say that it was back at the beginning of the year when they were blitzing and 6 guys were coming and things were happening really fast. So we just got to do a better job, obviously, at creating some things and making big plays.
Luke, Tim May, Columbus Dispatch. Just from what you were hearing in your ears and stuff, what kind of went wrong on the kickoff return and also on the punt block? What were you told?
I mean, kickoff return, but we lose the edge, and it comes down to one-on-one battles, and there's nothing. That's what football's about. And we didn't do a good enough job at winning the one-on-one battles, and ultimately you just got to get the guy down, give the defense a chance. Whether you get him a 50-yard or you get him a 20 yards. So, that's the thing. They won the battles, and when somebody blocks you, it's there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than win. Obviously, punt-wise, did a good job, but they beat us again. They come off the side, and the guy said that was my man, and he got by me. So, it's not like it was something that we didn't, work on and expect at sometimes. But, you got to give them credit for obviously bringing great pressure and winning some one-on-one battles.
John, they couldn't block you in the first half. Can you talk about the kind of game you had and how it finished? And did you feel like you guys get away from anything you did defensively the second half than what you did in the first?
I think we pressured the quarterback pretty good the first half, and we were getting there a little bit, and we just didn't execute well in the second half, and we weren't able to get there. They made adjustments in the second half, and there's just lack of execution on our part.
And Greg and his staff, they've done a phenomenal job for us. For our players, have had a great time. 24 straight winning seasons at Florida. It's exciting. 4 straight bowl win, first time ever in Florida history. Sending the seniors out the right way. We got a lot of good kids in our locker room. We got some guys who've had a very frustrating year. I think the realization of this whole thing, if you really want to see big picture, is in the last 2 years at the University of Florida, we're 15 and 11. That's unacceptable. That's what we are. And it's been a staff that had a guy that won 2 national championships, a heck of a football coach. We're one game's difference from last year. We're 7-6. We're 8-5 last year. So sometimes I think you got to put your realistic glasses on and where you are and what you are as a program right at this point. And it's not where we're going to be very long. I can assure you of that. We're moving in the right direction. I'm very pleased with the attitude and the effort and the drive of our young men. They kept fighting in the game, kept playing. They did it an entire season. I don't think you could turn the tape on and watch a team that wasn't giving effort, wasn't trying to play with the right kind of toughness. Wasn't always what we wanted at times. It's frustrating times. I appreciate the backing of our administration and what we're trying to do. I've said it before, and I mean this sincerely. We're not building a team. We're building a program. And that takes a foundation to start. It really does. And you stay the course of what you're trying to do and what you believe in and the hardcore values of what you want. Isn't always what you want. You get criticized and those sort of things. That's part of the deal. It's part of being the head coach at University of Florida, and I fully accept that. So excited for our football team. We need to get better. That starts with me. Our entire organization, 7-6 is not acceptable at the University of Florida. And we're looking forward to get starting on January 9th. We start school. We're going to have a good team meeting that day and get these guys ready to go. That's when our season starts for next year. There's good momentum. I think, there's a lot of guys out there as far as knowing their opportunity to come to a place like Florida, get an outstanding education, play for a great staff, and be a part of a winning tradition. We're going to do that. So, special teams was huge. Andre's kickoff returns blocked extremely well. DJ Durkin does the best job in the country on special teams. Week in, week out, momentum changers and putting our guys in situations to be successful. The block punt was that great design to get some guys free, to change some things in the game. Third down conversions offensively was good, especially early in the game. Defensively converted some things. If we could have tackled him, the quarterback, up, we would have done some more. 6 sacks, 12 tackles for a loss. We gave up some things early in the run game. They did a nice job in their bunch set with what they were doing. We adjusted to that. So just again, pleased with the win as we move forward, and I'll open it up for any questions.
Well, can you talk about just the scene on the field after the game? I mean, you guys have not had a lot of fun, especially in the last few months, or a couple months. And just players were hugging, players were smiling, players were kissing moms. And can you just talk about that?
Well, again, I think that close counts and horseshoes and hand grenades. And that's really about it. And you don't come close in football. And the team gets tired of me telling them we're close. You look at these 6, 8 plays, 10 plays, 12 plays in a game, and man, if we can just capitalize here, if we can take care of this here, and I think they're tired of hearing that. And I think we did that today. We made it there a little interesting, looked like we were running in mud, rushing the quarterback there on that last drive. But again, I think that that's a sign of our team fighting through it. And I told them in the locker room, I said, I don't want anybody to forget this season. I don't want anybody to forget the frustration, the tough times, the guys that weren't committed to our program, wanting to do it the right way, wanting to do it our way. And as we move forward, understand the type of commitment it's going to take to be successful and to do the things you got to do to be successful. It's hard to win. Those are easy words to talk about, but they're hard to do.
Will, over here, you talked about building a program and not a team.